The 2025 World Junior Hockey Championship has come to a close and we got a lot to talk about. My name is Gillsy and I'm going to be taking you through a recap of the medal round as well as tee up next year's tournament with some way too early predictions. Following the quarters, our semifinal matchups were Sweden versus Finland and the US versus Czechia. Now, if you remember my last video, I had Sweden taking out Finland and the US triumphing over Czechia. I was half right. The US did end up advancing to the gold with a 4-1 statement over the Czechs, but on the other side of the bracket, it would be Finland taking down Sweden 4-3 in overtime. My claim of Czechia maintaining the bronze medal for the second year in a row held true, however, as they bested Sweden 3-2 after 14 rounds of shootout action. And that wouldn't be the only game that needed extra time, as the United States and Finland took their gold medal showdown to a nail-biting overtime, where Nashville Predators prospect Teddy Stiga potted the golden goal. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of the US, obviously, but I must say it kind of goes hard when you score a golden goal in OT and Freebird starts playing in the arena. And so that concludes the 2024 World Juniors with the United States winning the gold medal. But what comes next? Well, 2026's tournament will come to us from the United States, actually, Minnesota specifically, and it will be the 50th anniversary of the tournament. Because of how IIHF seeding works, where the results of one year's tournament determine the layout of the next, we already know how the groups are going to play out for next year, and it's an interesting combo. Group A is looking stacked, with the back-to-back reigning champs and host country, the United States, leading a pack that includes themselves, Sweden, Canada, Switzerland, and Germany. This group is going to be playing its games at the XL Energy Center, which you might know as the home of the NHL's Minnesota Wild and the PWHL's Minnesota Frost. Group B, while not home to the typical powerhouses we're going to think of when we think of the juniors, is nothing to sneeze at either. Here we're going to find Finland, Czechia, Slovakia, Latvia, and the return of Denmark, who have been promoted from Division 1 and will replace Kazakhstan. This is Denmark's first appearance at the tournament since 2019. Group B is playing its games at the 3M Arena on the U of Minnesota campus, home of the Minnesota Golden Gophers, which, if it weren't associated with such a prestigious hockey program, would kind of be a hard name for a beer league team. It is way too far in advance for me to be calling anything specific like how the groups end up and how the playoff bracket will go, but what I will say is I don't expect the Americans to be as dominant as they've been the last few years. They had 20 players return this year from last, which helped them win the gold, but that also means next year on their home ice, they're going to bring nearly an entirely new roster. I do, however, expect Czechia to remain in the main event picture, as they've now made the medal round each of the last 4 years, including a gold medal game appearance when they lost to Canada in 2022. And speaking of my boys, Canada, I'm hoping they can turn things around after back-to-back disappointments, but the problems with Canada's hockey program go just a bit deeper than the players on the ice. And I have more thoughts on the Canadian program specifically and maybe how to fix it, which maybe I'll bring that to you in a video soon. If you really want me to make some way too early predictions, though, I'll give you the medal round. I'm going to say that Finland will beat the United States for bronze, and Canada will defeat the Czechs for the gold medal game. You can call me biased, I don't care. I could be way off on those predictions, and I guess we'll find out later on Boxing Day this December. Until then, though, that's it for my World Juniors coverage, but there's still plenty of stuff coming to the channel, including brand new episodes of Blue and White Weekly every single week, where we bring you weekly updates on the Leafs and the hockey world at large, as well as special event videos like this series on the juniors, and maybe a few more fun things that you'll just have to wait around and see, so why not subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss out. And until next time, boys, thank you very much for watching, Canada and all hockey fans around the world. I've been Gillsy. I'll catch you next time, bud.